It's a pleasure to be here and to see the different people coming back. I enjoy that. Even if you don't turn your cameras on, I can see some of the same names. And of course, it's even more fun if you do turn cameras on, because then it's like a human being rather than, you know, you see a circle and a kind of a blob. A jelly bean, it looks like a circle and a jelly bean. And I like people more than circles and jelly beans. All right, so equipment that you need today, very simple and not too comfortable chair. And if you have your strap with you, that's great. And also good to have maybe a glass of water on hand if you need it. And yeah, maybe convince those husbands who are setting up the tech to maybe join in as well, because it is for all levels. You can do this at any time, in any way, shape or form. Very simple. It's available for everyone. So the first thing that's available for sure for everyone is to pay attention to breathing. So maybe put a hand to the belly and a hand to the chest. And perhaps we don't do this enough of the times that we could during the day, but it's to take a moment of calm, reflection, to feel your body moving as you breathe. You might tune into your heartbeat too. There is always movement. Every breath is movement. And bringing attention to that maybe makes the movement, the breath longer, deeper. Calming the nervous system. And bringing you into the moment. Give yourself 3 more really conscious deep breaths. That's all that matters, is those 3 breaths and your attention. That feels so good. I hope you enjoyed that too. Let's give a little shake out of the hands, a little stamp of the feet, and we'll signal to that nervous system that it's time to move the body a little bit. Hope you're ready for doing that. All right, let the arms gently swing by the sides. Hopefully you don't have too many chunky arms on the chair. If you do, you can always come a little further forward, and that might get rid of that. Don't swing them too much. We're really working on relaxing the shoulders a little bit. So the spine's nice and tall, we're centered in the sitting bones, relaxing through the shoulders. Head nice and tall in the penthouse view. Then let the arms just dangle there. Now we'll move with the breath, the shoulders. Breath in, shoulders rise up. Breath out, shoulders sink down. Again. And if you want to make any little purry noises as you breathe out, you're super welcome. Again, telling the nervous system that all is well. One more really consciously, letting those shoulders melt down, down, down. Just the right shoulder. Roll like it's a wheel rolling back. Or perhaps you've got attention to your scapula, your shoulder blade moving on the back of your ribs. But what else is moving? Let's see if we can feel. If you put a hand on your collarbone here and circle back, and do you feel, I can feel my magic oar gliding through water. Can you feel it? It's like the oar of a rowing boat. I like it. So just being aware of the parts of the body that are moving. Shall we go the other way? Let's go the other way. The scapula moving, shoulder blade, but also the collarbone, which is attaching to your sternum. Lovely. Now let's just take that arm back, stretch it back, look in the opposite direction. Nice stretch across the front of the chest here. Perhaps give a little tap here into this upper part of your lung. Feeling the breath rise and fall under your fingers. Lovely, then we can relax this tapping arm down, but open and close the fingers of the outstretched arm. Feel the pull all the way from the fingers, all the way to the chest. And then if we get that into the neck a little bit by bringing the left ear towards the left shoulder a little bit, explore that. Open, close fingers. Remember to breathe. And then stretch your fingers, really stretch the fingers. Feel the stretch, fingers over elbow, through the shoulder, the chest, and even into the neck. I can feel that going into my ear a little bit. Ooh. Okay, let's bring that all the way down. Super, give a shake out of the arm. Congratulations. I hope we've released a little bit of tension through that whole side of the body, just to be sure. We're going to brush off the crumbs of tension, brush away your tension crumbs. Get vacuumed miraculously from the floor. Wouldn't you be surprised if you saw some crumbs? It would be kind of interesting. But then just give that little refresh, reset, and notice if one arm, one shoulder feels a little different compared to the other. It certainly does for me. It feels more draped, comfortable. The nervous system gets the update. Let's do that sequence on the other side if I can remember it. I think I can. So first of all, put a hand onto your collarbone and begin to roll your left shoulder. And you can feel some of the joints moving under your hand. That's your little biofeedback. Shoulder blade gliding on the back. But this lovely magic oar gliding through a calm lake. And then we can go in the other direction, roll the other way. Super loosening up the joints, or loosening up, hydrating is maybe better. Loosening feels like something might fall off, like that. Okay, so we're going to take that arm back, reach your fingers back a little bit, and begin to tap here as you reach back. You can turn your head to look away in the opposite direction. And that turn away of the head, automatically I feel that pull down the fascial line of my arm, all the way into my fingers. How about you? Breathing. Nice, and you can stop the tapping, but turn your head now a little bit, so ear to the shoulder. Ooh, change the dimension a tiny bit. Open and close your fingers. Oh, nice, easy breaths as you stay with the feeling of your fingers, wrist, elbow, arm, shoulder, neck, even the ear. It's a little stretch. Great, bring the head back to center, release that arm, give it a little shake out, you're dusting, shaking the dust, and then we'll brush off the dusty particles. And down they go to the earth to be recycled into, I don't know, put it in a plant pot and see a flower bloom. It is, I think, blooming yoga, right? Okay, so let's see if that we feel a little more oriented in our shoulder girdle now, relaxed arms. So everything's nice and drapey here. Keep that nice softness and drapiness as we begin to shift the weight from side to side with your bottom. So now we're working a little bit on the root, the core. And so shoulders stay relaxed and easy, but could you slip at least a piece of paper underneath here? So we're getting ourselves centered on the sit bones, little by little. Or maybe you could put an apple under here. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but we're lifting a little higher, but with relaxed shoulders. Nice and easy, but you're like retracting your sitting bone up. Keep the shoulders soft. Great. Now see if you've got a nice centered upright position. So we're really on our sit bones and not sitting on the tail. But we do want to move that area a little bit, just sit sideways so you can see what we're looking for. We're going to move into cat and cow. And so now you can go onto your tailbone and slink it back. Slide your hands towards your knees. Next breath in, roll forward on your sitting bones, arch your back, lift your chest. Exhale, roll to the back of the sitting bones and the tail, rounding. Inhale to roll forward, lift. And exhale to round your back, chin down. Follow your breath pattern as we do a few more of these lovely spinal warm-ups. Checking in with productive, motivating words about our spine. Flexible, fluid, graceful. Mobile. Couple more. Enjoy. And you can feel yourself rocking forward and back on those sitting bones, right? You can feel that. Last one. That feels so good. Super, get that spine woken up. All right, we'll go into a little bit of side bending. So this is where you've got very drapey arms because they're going to reach, dangle down. Maybe you reach to the floor. Oh, maybe, or maybe not. And we'll come up and do the same to the other side. Like a little wilting flower. How's the breathing? Still feeling it? We don't have to breathe with one breath per movement. Your breath's always there to pay attention to do as you like. Or we can use it to an advantage. All right, so let's see if we can reach up the right arm and side bend across that. And maybe you're touching the floor with the other hand. I don't know about that. Let's come up and switch that to the other side. Is there a difference on sides? A little stiff one side? No, super flexible. Let's take it across again to the other side. We're going to pause here. Turn your head toward the ceiling. Enjoy a breath. Feel your ribs getting that stretch. Side body, big stretch. And coming back up. Shall we try the other side? Why not? Let's go. Opening up. Watching the breath flow, and if you can, just turning the head a little more to the ceiling so you're opening the ribs, that extra. Great, let's bring that back into center. It's time to do some twisting. You know, the twisting is so great, not just for our spine, but for our internal organs, your heart and your lungs, but especially these abdominal organs. So we'll try a few variations of twisting, and then we'll hold it and use the breath as a tool to really massage in there. So you can begin by just giving yourself a little hug and twisting. And this is pretty much just the spine, I think you should find. Remember to follow your breath, that it's still happening. Good. We'll come to center and take it a little bit more with the shoulders so you can take fingertip to fingertip. Resume the twist, but if you push your elbow back in the twist, note that you'll twist a little further and you've got a little bit more shoulder activity now. Keep the flow of the breath. Smile and enjoy. Then we can counter twist the head to the arms. A long spine that can twist in two different or more different directions. Great, but I'm starting to get fidgety. I don't know about anybody here. So now we can do reach to rotate, and you're reaching back. And you might notice, yeah, I'm moving my bottom a little more on the chair. So you could slide that piece of paper underneath again, or even begin to twist a little with the feet. You can rotate at different levels. This is our aerobic moment. Reaching high and reaching low. Great. Coming back in towards center. Feet moderate level apart. We're going to hold the twist now with the breath. So choose a side, doesn't matter which, but you can turn, hold your hand on your leg or the chair, hold the back of the chair. How far could you really turn? So our seated twist now, it depends upon that breath to really do its thing. To massage, to hydrate. Make sure that you really get all of your exhale out. That'll help you get a big inhale. Nice. Let's come back through center, and we'll do that on the other side. I can already feel like I want to burp here. I'm like, it's massaging my lunch. More than you needed to know. But see if you notice those things in yourself as you breathe deeply in your twist. You kind of move things along, but we're also getting the joints of the spine, a lovely hydration. And it's a good move if you want to reverse in the car. And I guess we have screens and things these days, but I don't. So I have to do this. Follow your breath. Great. Coming back through center. Let's take the feet a little wider and circle out. So getting the belly a little closer to the thighs, skimming that along, folding and folding. Change your direction. And also, again, you might notice we're lifting one sitting bone, perhaps just a little bit, sliding a piece of paper under. Great. Bring it back to the center. Keep a slightly wide stance. And we're doing a bit more twisting, but this is more the upper body from kind of here up. Bring your right elbow to the right thigh. Let your left hand kind of touch to your right leg. With a breath in, turn and open. Turning as if you're looking at a mirror. So you keep looking at your hand. Exhale, bring that all the way down, touching the shin. Inhale, turn, open. Exhale, return. Two more like that. Gliding, flowing, 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 open, open. Maybe it's going a little further each time. Getting the neck, even the eyes. And coming back. Very nice. Let's switch simply to the other side and touch. So really getting the neck, the upper spine, turning, turning, and opening the chest. Bring it back down to center. Follow your breath. It feels like a little spring flower. Opening, blooming, little azaleas as we turn. Or as it may be rhododendrons coming out. Breath in. Turning to the sun. One more. Easy, easy. And coming all the way back and down. Lovely. We can heel toe those feet a little bit closer together. Let the arms hang for a moment. Then we'll breath in and we'll let the arms come up. Exhale, open, spread your wings wide. Again, breath in. And spread the wings wide. So I wasn't doing anything with my head this time, and I'm kind of catching the people I can see, and I don't think you were mostly either. So this time we'll see if we can add the head looking up as you come up. And then just coming to neutral as the arms, the wings come down. Let's try that again, adding in a little bit of neck. And one more. And gently coming back down. So now we'll push the arms a little back behind us, give a little bit of a bounce. And again, I don't know how chairs are with you, but maybe you have to sit to the side. See how it goes. But we're going to work to interlacing the fingers and stretching that back. And then lift up the chest, lift up the heart, lift up the chin if you can. Nice stretch opening the chest, the throat, across the thyroid. Release, let it go. Let's take the interlace at the front, push out the palms this way, and this time we're rounding in. Feeling the shoulder blades kind of slide away from the center of the back. Coming up, coming up, coming up. Get the stretch into the fingers. And let's take our side bend one at a time. Choose the side. Feeling the stretch now in the fingers. I can definitely feel that one. Come through center and across to the other side. Great, come back to center, release those arms down. So I want to get us that really lovely full body stretch, which we'll do standing shortly. But especially for those who don't want to stand, you can still get something good, something similar in the chair. But we have to turn to the side. So we might want to turn to the left and bring your right knee down. So this, with people that I see, sometimes the foot is flat, the toes are flat, or sometimes the toes are hooked under. It's up to you which serves you. I have my toes hooked, but flexibility of the foot might restrict you. Hold the back of the chair. Straight line down through the knee. So we're stretching across the hip flexor, and then we'll reach it up with the arm and lean a little across to the side. Push your knee down toward the ground and enjoy the stretch. Again, you might check in, where's my head? I could look up, or I could keep the head in a more neutral position. What would work for you? Imagine you've got a little bit of paint on your middle finger and you want to push that toward the ceiling. Just put a dot on the ceiling. Does that change the stretch? Feeling the breath. Lovely. Let's release that all the way down. I love that stretch. And it's basically a lunge, which we'll do standing in a bit, but everybody can do this one, right? So drawing the knee straight down, hold the back of the chair. And then if you can, reach it up and across toward the back of the chair. Decide how you want to hold your head, because, you know, tension in the neck, we want it, don't need it unnecessarily. Let your breath flow. And then you've got a little paintbrush on your middle finger. Reach that paint and see if you can reach it to dot the ceiling. Oh, extra stretch. All right, bring that arm down, coming back into center. We are going to do some standing postures today. I think they're great for strengthening core, legs, all of that, and even balance. Again, you choose if you stand or if you don't want to do it, we'll figure something out. But we're going to do getting up and down out of the chair 5 times because we can. So lift your feet from the floor, rock back a little, and then rock forward and dig your heels in. And just see if you can, I know, slide that piece of paper or apple or, I don't know, melon under there now. Stay relaxed in your shoulders, right? So we're using our strong legs, core. And then I think up we get. Let's see if we can do it. Coming up. We did it. All right. Arms ahead in front, chair pose, chair. And you know what? There's actually a chair there. Hurrah. Nice job. Second one, off we go. Nice and easy. Arms forward. It's chair pose. Widen across your bottom, slowly lowering down, finding the chair. Aren't we elegant? You're looking elegant. Okay, number 3, off we come. So easy. Arms ahead, chair pose. We're holding it a little longer here. 5, 4, 3, sinking down. 2, 1. Very nice. And I've lost count, but this is the next one. Now, because I've lost count, we'll have to do that chair pose again. I think we've got this one. Nice and slow. Widen your bottom. Dig your heels in a little. And slowly down. And now we're coming up and we're staying up for those who want to stay up. Ah, great stuff. Right, so today we'll do a few, I think we'll do warrior poses today because they're such great leg strengtheners, but also I'm looking to open up the hip flexors a little bit here. And the simplest way of doing that is when we walk, we take a foot back and you can say, yeah, I've got a foot back and I already feel that little stretch. Try it on the other side, foot back. Oh yeah, we want to keep good size strides, right? So my teacher, Eric Franklin, would say the way to stay young is to have big steps, have big strides. So try it again on the first side. Can you go a little further back with your stride? And what I'm looking for is get the heel lifted. Front leg can be a bit bent. Feeling the stretch. I've got it. Then step up and do the other leg. So you've got a nice big stride. We're looking for the stride length, right? So balance and big steps there, that's what keeps us young, right? Okay, step up. We're going to go, the first side goes back, but this time, no chair holding. You can always, you know, tap down if you feel unsafe. Relaxed arms, relaxed shoulders. If you can, lift up the arms. You can always come here or you reach them all the way and you're in a high lunge. It is a little bit of a balance challenge. You feel the toes active at the back. Don't forget to breathe. High lunge. So nice. Now bring the arms down and take it to the front of your pelvis. And at the front here, you've got a couple of little bones here that you should feel protruding. And you notice they're kind of coming straight forward. They feel like they're going straight forward. Take note of that. Then forget about it. And we'll do the other side. So stepping back, and plenty choices, right? But we're looking for a nice long stride in our lunge position. Legs bent at about 90 degrees. Can we do with it without holding? Maybe we change our position in gravity and we feel balanced and strong and elegant. Feel the back foot, nice active toes. Breath. Yeah, terrific. Okay. Bringing the hands back down. You did it, you did it, you did it. Okay, stepping back up. So what we'll do is that we'll do the lunge proper. But oh yeah, and you've got that, remember, little hip joint step. So let's do it one more time. Back to the first side. Could you go even a little bit more? A little bit more? If you can, take away the hands. Reaching it up. So a little extra balance challenge. If your right leg is back, draw your right wrist across a little bit to the left, a little bit to the left. And breathe. Release that down. Take the hands behind you, interlace, lift your chest, if you can, if you can. The challenge is having your back heel lifted. Super, release, step it up, shake it out a little bit, just in case you need a little reset to the nervous system before we do the other side. Okay, so again, we're working on making that stride just a little bit bigger, a little bit. We can tease ourselves, right? Maybe we're not holding on. Next level is we come up. Next level is we draw the wrist that's the same size as the leg that is back. Draw it across a little bit. You might have a little wiggle wobble. The balance test. Breathe your breath. Do what you can do. You're very strong. Okay. Release the arms down. Interlace behind if you can. Lift your chest, your heart. Let the breath flow. Release the hands. Again, touch these little bony points at the front of your pelvis. They're facing forwards. Okay. Why is she saying that? Because we're going to do warrior pose, and notice that's not quite the same for warrior pose. It's a different sort of challenge. So yeah, I'm going to take the right leg back. I'm not mirroring. This time the heel is on the floor, right? The heel is on the floor. So that may feel, yeah, that's a little bit more stable, right? It feels a little more steady. You don't want to have the legs too close together, so that'll give you a nice balance. But then if you touch those little bony points, in a lunge, they were facing forward. In a warrior, they'll go slightly to the side. So you might notice that. There's a nice stretch going on down the back of the leg. Dig the heel in, but notice this is a little at an angle, but then twist your ribs to face straight forward. So now we have an extra twist in warrior. Oh, that's nice. Everything good? Then we can rise our arms, lift the arms, follow the breath, and we are true warriors. Building strength in our bones, our muscles. Little balance challenges in here too, as we bring the arms down, interlace behind you, a little lift of the chest. And then if you feel like it, start to draw the chest a little bit further forwards as you bring the arms back to counterbalance. Ooh, little test. If you're breathing and smiling, you're probably okay. All right, let it go. Step it out a little, shake it out, one leg then the other, or maybe the arms want a little shake. Because we have to be a warrior on the other side as well. And things are never really truly equal on sides, right? So you want to take the left leg back or the other leg back, basically. And this time the back heel, reach it down. So we've got a lovely long line coming all the way down the back leg. Front leg's about 90 degrees. So pelvis is just a little bit of an angle like that, but turn your spine so it's facing towards your chair or towards your front knee. That automatically gives that extra stretch down the back of my leg. I don't know about you. Then we can maybe rise the arms, maybe they're here, or coming all the way. You decide. It's your balance challenge too, your strength challenge. How's the breathing? Let the breath be robust, full. And we'll slide the arms down, interlace behind you, lift your chest. And if you want to hinge a little bit forwards, again, testing the balance waters, testing your leg strength. Great. Let go of the bind. Come up to stand. Give things just a gentle shake. All right, I think another balance challenge would be great. How about you? So, yeah, I think we'll do dancer pose today. So the basis of dancer pose is really a quad stretch. Where are the quads? That's these muscles here, right? And because we sit in a chair a lot, you know, things get very folded this way. Dancer pose or a quad stretch takes things back into that stride thing. So remember we took our leg back? Use aside, it's fine. Then bend your leg. Now, if you need a strap, you can also use a strap to help you catch hold of your foot. Be mindful that your knee doesn't hurt when you do this, though. Also, try not to wing your leg out to the side, but keep the knee drawing down toward the floor. Keep a little bend in your standing leg. So it's a quad stretch, but if you want a little dancer pose, hinge gently forward so the chest is coming forward. And maybe there's a moment of balance. Maybe you let go of the chair, just touch with one finger, or you're blooming marvelous. One more nice deep breath, you can do it. And then we can soften and be bipeds again. So how did you get on with that? And I hope you were really kind to yourself, especially when we do the second side. Is it an easier side? Is it more challenging? Be kind and do the right thing. Really, we're taking a quad stretch. So bend a little into both legs. Let's take the other leg, bend it. You're kicking your heel towards your bottom. That may be it. The next level is a hand or a strap. And we're looking for the knee to point down, not winging out. That's a different situation. And then we'll check in with the breathing, and it's our companion on our yoga journey. And keep a little bend in the standing leg just so the muscle sleeve is active. And then you can say, well, what about balance? Could I hinge a little forward and I can still hold on? Or maybe I let go just for a second or 2 seconds. Or you're kind of blooming the spring flower, exploring, breathing, curious. And then letting that gently dissolve back onto 2 legs. Well, not quite, because we're going to do a shake out. So shaking out all of the dust. Great. We're going to come into just one last full body stretch. And, you know, it's so important when we sit so much to do that. So let's see where we can go. So let's do the right side, reaching all the way up and across to the side. And back through center and doing the other side. Big side stretch. Lovely. Release it, coming all the way back down. Interlace the hands behind you. Little bend to the legs. Lift your chest. And then folding at the hip joint, folding at the hip joints. And how far can we fold here? Maybe a little bit further. Letting some blood flow come toward the head, brain. All right, pushing through the feet to come back up. Let's let go of the hands, but bring them to your chair and moving in towards downward dog. So your downward dog options here would be to hold the back of the chair or to come down to the seat of the chair. Or, of course, you could come to the floor or to a wall or a table. Let's see if we can get that nice stretch to the back of the legs, but also to your shoulders. Find some space in your spine. Enjoy another breath here, feels good. All right, we'll walk our way towards the top of the chair and come into an upward dog. So that means holding the back of the chair, the fingertips lightly, and then lift your heels, lift your heart, lift your chin. Nice front line body stretch. Great stuff. Bringing the heels slowly back and down. Yeah, I think we did it. I think we did it. Let's come back in towards the chair. And I hope that you have your strap at the ready. All right, but we're going to do a little bit of hip opening. So I'm going to sit with the left leg in front and the right leg out to the side. So there's a little bit of asymmetry. I'm kind of brushing and opening, turning the leg out here. So let's see how we get on with this. You may need to be more at the front of the chair, but see if you can lengthen this leg straighter. You see how you get on. I know some chairs are not going to welcome this, but we're looking for a little more openness here and length here. And suddenly we are now in a seated warrior two position. So openness across here, but the belly's going to turn away from the front leg. So the belly's in line here. And then we can spread our wings, but turn the head. Turn the head to look over the, what we call the front arm. That's the leg that's pointing to the side. And we are in warrior two. Feel your warrior powers. Now slide your left hand down and your right hand up and look up. And bringing that back into center. Bring the legs back, give it a circle out, a little bit wiggly, wiggly and jiggly. And we'll be warriors, second-rate warriors. I don't know, warrior two. What is that? What is that? No, fabulous warriors on the other side. So just begin by, you can turn out one knee and the other knee can be forward. So if anything's funky with it, you lengthen your leg, you can just do it like in this position. But we want openness here. And the point is the belly's going to turn the opposite way. Right? So that's even more opening here. Now let's see if we can extend the other leg. Oh, that's a bit more challenging. It's a little more challenging. Belly's this way, knees this way, open it out, and then turn your head. So you're looking out over the left fingertips, following your breath. Deep, full, but easy breaths. You can do it. One more. Lovely. Soften it down, coming back into center. Give things a rub over the knees and maybe even all the way, caressing through your bones, your lovely muscles, all of the soft tissue, vessels, all of the good stuff that you're made of. Okay, so we'll take the strap and we're just going to do a little extra in that opening of the hip joint. So take it around the right foot. And you can hold this in this position like you're doing a tree pose. So you could do a seated tree, or you can take it higher up and come into a seated pigeon. So again, it's your knee that gets to choose this one. Sit nice and tall, feel that length all the way through your spine to the top of the head. Relax your shoulders. Catch 2 or 3 nice deep breaths. If you want to hinge a little bit forwards with your chest, Feel your collarbones come forward. You might try that, or you might say no thanks. Lovely. Let's sit up back tall again and extend our leg out in front. So nice and tall. Rock a little forward on your sitting bones. Draw your toes up. Find the breath. Enjoy the stretch. Super. Let's let that leg come down, and we'll do the same sequence on the other side. So we're doing a little bit of hip opening by sliding the foot into what's like a tree pose. And again, you can brush out and think, I'm opening out the hip joint to the side here, or maybe it's coming a little higher, or you're going into a fully fledged figure four or seated pigeon. Maybe like me, you notice the differences on each side. This is the one I should do twice because things are a little less pliable. And certainly if I sit tall or if I start to move my chest forward, I can feel that. This is not sensation in my knee, so be generous to your knee, but this is more in the back of the hip. Breathe with it, feel it. All right, then we can come up and let that leg stretch in front of us. Make sure again you're rocked a little forward on your sitting bones. You'll feel that stretch much more. If you're tucked under, you can't really feel any stretch. It's not really doing the job. Sit tall, breathe, feel. And very nice, we can let that go. And we can give that leg a good caress if we didn't do it already. Across the knees, so both legs. Very grateful for our lovely strong legs, and they're enjoying the massage, the warmth, and all the good stuff. All right, and then we can come into forward fold as far as we can go and just relax everything. Relaxing the head, the eyes, maybe even a few sighs, telling our nervous system, all is safe, all is well. Relax your jaw. Let's begin to roll up the spine, coming up, coming up, coming up, and reaching it all the way. Big stretch, big wide stretch. Open and close the fingers, turn the head one way, turn the head the other way. Head comes back to center, and then we're going to give ourselves a massive hug because we're all so marvelous at how all of the world using technology, and we're all addicted to technology, but here we're using technology to like be nice to our bodies, to connect to each other, to move. I think that's a good thing to do, and I hope you've enjoyed doing that and using technology in the way we should, right? So let's peel off the sweater. Beautiful spring flowers, spring blooms. Here we are, alive and well. And I'll say thank you very much for coming and sharing a bit of movement with me from across the miles. It's a pleasure to see everyone. Be happy, be well, and don't forget to keep moving.